What I'd like to do now is to shift and look at how other technology, particularly virtual reality, extended reality, augmented reality, is being used by partners to create more immersive learning experiences, to teach concepts in a way that you just can't really do in the physical world. And to introduce this, I'm happy to welcome Polina to the stage. She's one of our top product managers building our VR platform. And we've got a bunch of courses that are live right now, right? So you're going to tell us about stuff that actually exists today.
I am, yeah. Everything you're about to see is live on Coursera right now. There are so many studies coming out about how powerful VR can be. That's especially true in education and especially true in online learning, where hands-on practice can be pretty limited. I can vouch for how powerful it is. One of the experiences that you're about to see, I actually used to prepare for this very moment, and it helped me tremendously.
You're doing great.
Thank you. So here's what we built. In partnership with Meta, we first built a platform that allows partners with existing VR to integrate it seamlessly onto Coursera like any other item. And then for partners that don't yet have VR but are interested in it, we have a playbook now that makes it really easy to build VR from scratch. And so to showcase how powerful this can be, we actually picked 3 courses on completely different topics, and we built multi-level scaffolded experiences for these 3 courses. The part that I'm really passionate about too is that they're accessible. So of course you can access them through your headset, but you can also access them through your desktop. And then this is in addition to the 10 courses that the University of Michigan is infusing immersive learning into. So a lot to show. Are you ready for it?
I'm ready. This is real stuff, right?
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
Let's meet Brian. Brian is changing careers and needs to get comfortable presenting in front of an audience. He enrolled in the Introduction to Public Speaking course from the University of Washington. Through VR, he's able to practice his speech in front of an audience and gain personalized, real-time feedback. First, he's able to choose a setting for his speech, whether he wants to practice in a large auditorium or more of a boardroom location, and then he can choose a calm or a restless audience depending on his needs. Here we are backstage, where Brian can practice some calming and prep techniques before going live. And as Brian delivers his speech, the instructor provides real-time feedback on Brian's projection, pitch, gestures, and his overall engagement with the audience, just as a real coach would if he were right there with you.
Audience seems a little bit restless. Take a deliberate pause and reset a bit. The pause might help redirect their attention to you.
Now, let's meet Jessica. Jessica is taking the Chinese for Beginners course. In real life, it would be difficult for Jessica to practice and get feedback on her pronunciation. But through VR, she's able to meet her friend Min and practice the vocabulary she's learning in the course. Here's Min.
你好, welcome to Beijing. I'm so glad you came to visit, and I can't wait to show you around some of my favorite spots. I'll see you soon at Wangfujing Market.
Alongside Min, Jessica goes on a scavenger hunt through a Chinese market where she collects objects by saying words correctly, helping her connect images to pronunciations in a really powerful way. Each level presents new real-world interactions with various other people at the market so that Jessica can practice things like ordering food and meeting fellow travelers. As Jessica advances, the activity provides less coaching and support to help her really master the content that she's learning in the course that week. Let's meet Marisol, who is enrolled in the Introductory Human Physiology course from Duke. Marisol, like many other learners enrolled in this course, doesn't have a medical background, but is really interested in understanding the human body. In this experience, the power of VR lets Marisol experience concepts that would otherwise be dangerous or impossible. For example, here she is inside of a blood vessel, where she can expand and constrict the vessel to see the impact that has on the blood flow. As she progresses through the course, Marisol learns all the functions that take place when measuring somebody's blood pressure. She's able to practice taking a friend's blood pressure, where she's guided through when to constrict the arm, when to measure, and how to interpret the results. Now, we know that it can require a lot of resources to create a VR learning experience, so we're working to make that easier for our partners. Partners with existing VR experiences can integrate those through our VR portal. For partners who are interested in how VR can solve learner pain points for them, but haven't developed an experience yet, we've worked with a vendor and built out a process to help you navigate the VR journey. All you need to do is provide one subject matter expert and one great idea, and the vendor team can bring the whole process from beginning to real life. But most importantly, we want to work with you to understand how VR can drive better outcomes for our learners. We've built a VR experience analytics dashboard to help you track and understand the engagement and success of your experiences. You can see how learners are accessing the platforms, if it's on desktop or headset, and where they're getting stuck, and ultimately how this is impacting their understanding of the content they've learned through your course. In addition to these virtual reality capabilities, one of our long-standing partners, the University of Michigan, is pioneering the use of extended reality in a series of 10 courses across a variety of professional disciplines, like this one about the future of mobility and autonomous vehicles. Let's take a look at another one in depth. Kai is a learner on Coursera, studying to be a medical assistant, and learns that bias in healthcare leads to worse patient outcomes and worse patient care. He wants to make sure he's equipped to recognize and address bias in the workplace to be able to provide the best care possible. In the Advancing Health Equity course from the University of Michigan, Kai is immersed in a situation where he witnesses Alton, a Black man seeking mental health services, experience a series of microaggressions. Kai first watches the scene unfold naturally and can then revisit each scene from the perspective of Alton himself to learn how each of these interactions affects Alton.
Each experience up till now has had a cumulative effect on me.
The immersive experience helps Kai consider multiple perspectives and roles and use empathy to analyze bias. With so many opportunities in immersive learning, how will you use it to bring hands-on experiences to your learners?
All right, Polina, so you asked, how will you use it? I'm sure a lot of our partners are saying, this is happening, it's happening pretty fast. How can they get started with these types of immersive experiences using this technology?
Oh, that's a great question. I have so much empathy for that question. When we started this journey at Coursera, we didn't know where to start. We didn't know what technology was available. We didn't know what content lends itself to VR. So as we've built all of this and as we've put so much thought into it, we've built out a playbook. So from start to finish, what does it take? What does it look like? What technologies are available? And what content should you target to build out VR? And we really want to partner with you to create those VR experiences in a much lighter lift than from scratch.
Great.
I think the other thing to think about is we've showcased VR, but there's other options, right? There's augmented reality. There's these 360 videos. It can be much less of a lift than full-fledged VR immersive experiences. But if you are interested in full VR, Coursera now has a catalog that you can reuse of assets to make it quicker and cheaper to build out VR.
Great. So think of Coursera as your immersive learning partner, a resource center, if you will, to start bringing learning experiences into the virtual world.
Absolutely.
Polina, thank you. Very exciting stuff.